My name is Melissa Flores Jaimes. I am a Mexican-American student at Augsburg University. I'm currently a junior. I am studying studio art with a minor in leadership studies. And I identify myself as Mexican-American. As a Mexican-American woman who identifies as Mexican as well, it has been very life-changing, especially because my mother used to live in Mexico before crossing the border, and I'm seeing everything that she has seen in the past. Over 20 years, she hasn't visited Mexico, so for me to come back and to see what she has been through and to see her struggles, but to also see this beautiful country has really changed my perspectives of what it means to be Mexican. Before, I wasn't as confident as to be Mexican, to speak my own language, and so to be here in a place where it is okay to speak Spanish and not have others tell me to not speak it is very powerful. I think overall my experiences here have been positive because I've had the support of my family. I have reconnected with my family in over who I haven't had the chance to meet in over 20 years.
Wow.
So having to meet them in 3 months and having to talk to them, having to talk about my experiences back home with my own family, and meeting my grandma here for the first time was very emotional because my mom hasn't seen her own mother in 20 years as well. So for me to get the chance to meet my grandma has been emotional, and it's been for the best. But overall, I think it's hard as a Mexican American woman to go to a country that you identify, but you haven't had the chance to experience or see. I had gotten my passport at 17, telling myself one day I'll go to Mexico to see my roots and my culture, but I never had the chance to use it until this year when I turned 20. I finally had a chance to study abroad and to come here, and for me that was a really courageous thing that I did because I didn't have the support of my own mother to go to Mexico.
Wow.
She didn't want me to come because she thought that it would be really dangerous for me to study in a different country, that my family wouldn't welcome me. And so for me to kind of overcome her opinions and to overcome what she told me and to actually be with my family and to actually see that it's not dangerous as people picture it to be here in Mexico, it's pretty the opposite. I feel comfortable walking in the streets. I feel very happy talking to people of my own language. But I think the thing that's gonna hurt me when I leave in a couple weeks to go back home to the United States is not being able to be so free to speak my language, to actually be my true self, because back at home being Mexican is part of my culture, but it's just an identity. I can't express it always because people always look at me as the color of my skin, and here it's more than the color of my skin. It's being a part of a culture, traditions, and being able to get to know my roots again. Overall, in this trip, I've been the only Mexican American female to be a part of this group. There's 6 of us, and I feel sometimes like I have a little bit more of an advantage because I understand and I have the privilege to have my family here in Cuernavaca. They actually live like a block away. And so with that, if you don't have family here but you know family members in other states nearby, I encourage you to meet them, to reconnect with them. I encourage you to apply to this program, especially because it gives you an advantage. If you know Spanish, if you identify as Mexican, it connects you back to the roots. You get to learn a lot about Mexico and its tradition, its cultures, but you also get to learn more about yourself. And I think that's what's important, to want to learn more about yourself and to continue that growth as a person. And I just encourage you to take a chance to do to apply to this program, especially if your mom, like mine, didn't encourage it.
Do it anyway?
Do it anyways.
All right.
Yeah.
Mil gracias, Melissa.